All right. But thanks for waiting. So we're ready to start our next run. So Titanfall 2 with Nextracer1. Feel free to take it away and switch screens.
All right. Hello everyone.
Hello. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, I'm next. I'm gonna be running some Titanfall 2 any%. I forgot I had this cat background, but we're just gonna roll with it. I was gonna change it to something else, but I forgot. Yeah. So
Titan Tattoo.
yeah, it's Titan Cat 2. He'll pop up a few times. But yeah, his name is Gerald. Anyway,
Hello,
yeah, I'm gonna be
Gerald.
running some any%, and I'm pretty excited for this because we've been cooking up a lot of new strats, and this is like I'm pretty sure like the first marathon where a lot of them are gonna be done in. So yeah, it's gonna be a banger. So yeah, I'm also blessed to have some commentators with me because this game takes up like way too much of my attention to like commentate all by myself. So yeah, if y'all want to like say hi,
Hi, I'm Angry Space Dorito. I am somewhere on the leaderboard for this game. But yeah, right now I'm just focusing on organizing tournaments and stuff. And I'm still like kind of active, and I'm keeping up with the all the new stuff. And yeah, it is exciting the stuff we've cooked up.
Hello, my name is Lord Fluffy. You might know me from previous Power Up of Pride marathon runs for Titanfall 2. You're going to be, if you were impressed with my runs in the past, you will be absolutely blown away by what you're about to see. So, yeah,
yeah,
we're probably good to head in at this point.
yeah, if everyone's ready, we can get right into it. I forgot I had that as well.
Busy location.
So yeah,
Alrighty.
time's gonna start as soon as I press space here. So if everyone's ready, we'll go 3, 2, 1, go.
And as is tradition for the Titanfall 2 speedruns, Titanfall 2 runs on a modified version of the Source engine. This means that alongside the game's inherent parkour mechanics, we're also going to have access to some Source engine holdovers, most notably bunny hopping and air strafing. The reason why this is important to bring up is that because of these two things in question, we're going to be seeing not only the parkour mechanics be taken advantage of, but those Source engine holdovers for the sake of speed in this game. Because Titanfall 2 is all about momentum conservation and increasing that momentum via the various parkour activities here. So we're going to start off with slide hopping, which is this game's version of bunny hopping that we use primarily throughout the run. Basically, when you're sliding, your ground friction is reduced, so it gives you a higher window of time to actually be able to press the jump button. Oh, excellently
Let's
done.
go.
That right there is wall run skip, and that in and of itself is extremely difficult to do. It only saves about a second to do, or 2 seconds to do, but it is incredibly difficult to pull off, so very well done. But yeah, when you're sliding, your ground friction is reduced, so it gives you a higher window to be able to jump out of a hop string and maintain the speed that you have. So we picked up a gun called the EPG to do ourselves some damage boosts here. This will help us get through the gauntlet quicker here. We're going to pick up some frag grenades and now go through the gauntlet. Currently, we are in a simulation in the lore of the game, so we'll be able to just use these explosions directly on top of us to boost our way through. If this were any other part of the game, we would not be able to do this, as any explosions this close to us would just outright kill us. So thankfully, we can make max advantage of that, get through the gauntlet as fast as possible, come in here to reset the gauntlet again, so that we can skip some dialogue and get to the end of this first tutorial level right away.
Yeah, so I want to say that's actually the second marathon in a row I've hit wall run skip, which is so cool.
Yeah,
I never hit that in runs either. It's always just marathons.
But yeah, so now we're at the end of the gauntlet sequence. This is effectively the tutorial level of the game where you learn how to play as a pilot. We're just got a bunch of cutscenes here at the end. Are you gonna go for the funny little thing next?
I will give it a shot. It doesn't lose any time if you attempt it, so.
Yeah, it's just it's a silly little
I haven't done it in ages actually. Did I get it?
I think you got it.
Yeah,
You got it.
Right,
turn
he's
around.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah. So at
So,
about
yeah.
the 6 to 5 second mark, if you jump over top of the Titanfall indicator in this place and this place only, the path in which the Titan will drop down from the sky actually changes for some reason. And if you get a really, really good angle, the Titan can be completely underground, and it's very funny to watch.
Yeah, there's a video by Zweek where he sets it up to like jump scare him, and then he puts like the jump scare meme sound effect over it.
我们会把你训练成铁玉的步枪兵，不是今天，没时间了。拉死提莫莎。
Alrighty,
And yeah,
so we're coming
it's-
to the we're coming to the end of the level here. As we load into as we hit the load screen here, Nex is going to mash the spacebar. This is for 2 reasons. It'll get through the menu as fast as possible, but it'll also select the easy difficulty if done fast enough, which is the difficulty we run on. The easy difficulty is more or less required for a few routing choices throughout the run, but also just ends up saving time. Holy moly, that was loud.
Yeah, sorry. I don't have any stabilizers on my spacebar, so it sounds even worse.
But yeah, the easy difficulty is also just the one that we run on because it gives us the lowest chance of randomly dying to stuff. So,
Actually, I'm gonna check I got it. Okay, I did.
all right. So we're loading now into BT7274. This is the first real level of the game here. And BT7274 will start off with a very short combat sequence after this. A very short movement sequence after this first cutscene here, which we won't have all of the access to the parkour movement that we had in the Gauntlet. And this is because in the lore of the game, we're only a militia rifleman, which means we're not a pilot, which is the super soldier that has access to all of the parkour movements and the helmet technology and the jump kit to be able to get all of that stuff. However, we still will have access to the slide hopping and air strafing. So this opening sequence here is going to involve very, very quick but excellently done movement here from Nex, which will start off with a little trick called a super glide. When you come out of a cutscene, in certain cutscenes in Titanfall 2, if you sprint and then press the jump and press the jump and crouch buttons around the same time, you will get a very quick jump forward that boosts you immediately up to about 30 kilometers or so. So we'll see that here at the start of this cutscene.
Also,
Yes, I
the
do
term
have an
super
input
glide,
display as well.
Oh yeah, if you've heard the term super glide before from Apex, yeah, this is pretty much where it comes from. But yeah, I should also mention about that input overlay. We are running on a technically not leaderboard legal version of the game, because it was the only thing that would work for Nex right now.
Yeah.
But no matter, it still doesn't change the game enough for it to like actually have any effect. So yes, immediately after this sequence, we're onto the infamous 18-hour cutscene. Where we just wait so much time. It's so long.
It's called that
Normally
because in English he says we have 18 hours or something like that.
Yeah, we have 18 hours. 18 hours until the Ark is sealed and ready for delivery. Is the full line it's named after. But
Yeah.
It's like
it's,
JB Blunt.
we actually have a save that we have immediately after this cutscene that we as a community just decided, okay, this is pants. This happens in the beginning of every run. We're not doing this, and we just skip it.
yeah. So what it is a live split integration that was made by Fizzy that will auto-load the NCS or no cutscene save that we have for this game loaded into the speedrun menu mod as well as the Ronin menu mod thing. Yeah, that. And what that does, oh, by the way, a quick little thing here. If you hover your cursor over top of this character in front of us, Richter, and then keep hitting your fire button, Richter's jacket will just wig out like that. It'll wiggle around basically, and we don't know why it happens, but it's a very funny thing that happens during this cutscene if you do that.
Yeah, and it took us like I want to say like 5 or 6 years to realize that was a thing as well.
But yeah, the implementation of the 18-hour bypass skips over this cutscene and the little bit of gameplay that is very hard to like almost impossible to lose time in. and injects that skipped time back into live split. So it prevents us from having to spend the 3.5 minutes during this cutscene at the beginning of every single run, while also making sure that we're not just removing that time from the leaderboard, especially since that we couldn't make that work on console versions of the game as well. So it's an incredibly cool implementation by Fizzy that allows us to bypass this cutscene, but not lose or take out any time from the speedrun. All right, so this little bit of gameplay here is basically impossible to lose time in, because all you have to do is walk up in front of the Titan BT7274 here.
We have
There we
to
go.
shoot Lastimosa.
Yes.
Yeah,
We
it's
have
a
to.
legal requirement, because now we're going to be seeing Lastimosa, our teacher here, have his Lasta moments, and Lastimosa is going to do something very rare in the universe of Titanfall, which is to transfer control of his Titan over to a militia rifleman. So we're going to get the helmet and the jump kit from it's not Anderson. Lastimosa. Why did I say Anderson? Lastimosa's suit, and this will give us access to almost our full array of parkour movement right away. The one exception is we will not have access to the double jump right away, which means this first sequence of movement that we come through as we enter the gameplay sequence here is going to require us entirely to do it with a single jump. So in most cases in Titanfall 2 speedrunning, whenever you make a movement error, you can usually correct it with a double jump. Since we don't have that, every little bit of movement here, including backing up here to get up on the wall and do a wall jump, which circumvents the speed cap that prevents us from doing a slide hop at the start of this sequence. Every bit of movement here has to be intentional, lest you make a jump and fall into a pit. We will get the double jump at the end of this first sequence, but for now what you're watching is entirely every bit of movement here is more or less pre-planned, with slight variations here or there that happen based on the speed that you're currently at. So we're already seeing the use of wall kicks. Of course, whenever you jump onto a wall and then jump off a wall, you get a 12-kilometer impulse to your current speed. If you jump off the wall within 5 ticks, the game runs at a native 60 ticks per second. If you jump off the wall in the first 5 ticks, nicely done there. Plant strat, beam bop, very good.
With a triple pass there as well.
Yeah, it's excellently done. If you jump off the wall within the first 5 ticks, you get that speed boost with very minimal speed loss. So wall kicks are very important for going fast in this speed run. But we're actually using a variation of it called crouch kicks. And crouch kicks are very important in their own right, because they allow you to get the speed of a wall kick as well as the speed of a forced end boost, which is the speed you get, the extra speed you get whenever you jump off a wall at the end of a wall run, all off of a single wall kick. So that increases the upper limit of the speed that we can gain here and is incredible for this. We're going for a slant boost here. If we fall down onto a slope and slide on it at a specific angle, we transfer all our vertical momentum into horizontal momentum, which allows us to perfectly cross this gap, throw that grenade, kill those 3 guys that we have to take out in order to activate this cutscene. Excellently done from Nex. And now we head into the most difficult section of this level, which is Ravine. Ravine is a section of Ravine is a section that has a lot of wall kicks back to back, and it's very, very difficult, especially with a frag boost here. Excellently done. 71 is very, very good through this sequence here to start with. Oh, unfortunate. So that right there is a case of BT geometry. So unlike every other level in this game, oh wow, 76. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we got back up to speed though.
Yeah, very well done to get back up on the speed, though. That is phenomenal. But that case right there was a case of BT geometry. Unlike every other level in the game, most of the geometry in this level is like, the hitbox for the geometry in this level is like accurate to the way that the models look. So it's very possible to get situations like that where you land and then do some sort of weird movement that puts you to the side or launches you straight up, and it's unfortunate that that happened there, but very excellently done recovery on that ravine. That little vent we just went through, the fastest way to go through it is to hold W and mash the spacebar, or your jump button, whatever it is. And now we pick up...
I spared you the spacebar sound that time.
Yeah. There we go with another slant boost. 70 kilometers is good. Chain that into a wall kick, into another wall kick. So we lost speed on that one, and that is the difficulty of going for wall kicks, is sometimes you do end up not getting those wall kicks. I'm
Oh my
pretty
God.
sure that grenade's gonna.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that's a new one for me.
Oopsie daisies.
Is he dead? No,
No. He should be dead now.
still not dead. Still, hold on.
Hold up. He's one to the
Right.
right. Oh
Who's
no.
that? There you go.
Yeah. So ideally,
Fire tragic.
ideally the 2 frags that we did throw there would have killed all of those specters there and allowed us to enter this cutscene here right away. Didn't end up happening, unfortunately.
Yeah, I had to play Where's Waldo instead.
Very
Yeah.
quickly, since we're now seeing robots and stuff. So when is the cutoff we can expect for the Saber Kill Marvin?
It's about like halfway through the run. I can like let you know when it's.
Yeah, we'll tell
Yes,
you.
please do, because that is still currently ongoing. Currently, Kill is heavily in the lead. So
Yes,
if people wanna change that, get your donations in.
Titanfall community, don't let this happen. Get your donations in. Make it even greater for Kill. You will do this.
I will put
All
the
right.
host time scale down when I kill him, by the way.
All right. So, we are now entering the final section of BT7274, which is the Titan tutorial. What this is meant to be in the game is a way to introduce you to the first Titan loadout of the game, which is Expeditioner, and introduce you to the concept of Titan abilities. So we have this first one here, which is Vortex Shield, which allows us to reflect back any and all projectiles that enter the shield into where we were, back to where they were. And we can use this to reflect all of those bullets back at the various different specters on the top of this archway here, and robots as well.
I haven't done
quite
this section
going-
so long.
Not quite going to plan, so we're going to go ahead and quickly just use the rocket pod that comes out here to take out the remaining ones that we missed. Try and do a few more reflects in specific spots to take out things in the correct order. A final few amount of specters need to be taken out, and then we will enter the part where we can finally move in the Titan tutorial and enter what is meant to be like the first real mini-boss of the game. So as we take out these final specters, we're going to enter a sequence where a Titanfall is going to be detected, name of the game drop. So what Nex is going to do here is stand in a specific spot to bait the spawn of the Titan right about here. Then we're going to manipulate the Titan to move in a specific direction by dropping a electric smoke and then moving in a specific direction. Then from there, nicely done, you fire all of your bullets into its vortex shield, put up your own, which continues to multiply the damage of it, and that is a double no you. They put up their shield and no you at back at us, and we put up our shield and no you at back at them, and then you just use the remaining bullets in your chamber to take it out. Very well done, and that is the first level done and dusted for this game.
All right, and for this next level, we're gonna start off with our bot immediately on fire because we'll be doing a strat called Disembark, where after we begin the level, we immediately disembark from BT, we leave him behind, and we do 2 frag boosts to get over.
I missed the second one.
Okay,
That's fine.
1 frag boost
Check out
to
this
get
wall
over
kick.
this huge gap.
Just kidding. Usually, if you
okay.
get a really
Okay.
good wall kick off that rock, you can back up and miss.
Usually we would be going like more than 60 kmh here, but that's fine. Next is still, there we go. Okay, 70. This is still good. But yeah, normally we're supposed to be using our Titan to go through this entire section. But no, we're just too gamer for that, and we just skip all that at like blazing speeds. We're gonna jump directly into this building thing that we need to be at and press this button, where we're gonna wait on an audio cue. Here we go.
So now we're going to head on ourselves into Sniper Canal, which is going to be a difficult section of wall kicks. Try to go for a frag boost there to get some extra speed, but very good backup wall kick there. He's going to get us up to 65 currently. Now this section is going to involve... Oh no, that's... Oh, good save,
Okay.
good save. All right, so this section is going to involve... This section is going to involve a few wall kicks here, and especially a double wall kick strategy. So normally you can't... Oh, good job to bypass it with the speed. Very good awareness. So now we're going to be heading into something called tap strafe halls. And tap strafing, if you may have heard the term from Apex Legends, Doesn't work with the mouse wheel in this game because you need to have your inputs happen for more than a frame to register. But tap strafing is accomplished by holding a direction and then tapping forward and moving your mouse in that direction to and effectively what that allows us to do is maintain our speed while circumventing the low air acceleration of the game to make sharp 90-degree turns. And as we continue to come through here, this is grunt hallways, named after the fact that the grunts consistently get in your way. Very good to get through that section. Very minimal stoppage as a whole. We're going to come up to a bump launch here by crouching in between two different walls like this and mashing the spacebar or the jump button. We can quickly just run through. My cat is just getting the
Yeah, I was going to say, is that cat?
Yeah, we just launch ourselves up this way immediately. And now we're going to be preparing for the first big sequence break of the game, which is called Sludge Skip. Basically, we're going to try to hit this button, and then, oh my god, that grunt, and then jump in between, jump in this gap that's in this big invisible wall, and immediately embark into BT.
And immediately disembark from BT again.
And then we immediately disembark from BT. So, about Sludge Skip for a bit. Oh no. Usually, you would do like a 5 to 7 minute fight there. Which we just skipped like that. And it's amazing the things you get used to in this game, because most people just forget that fight exists.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't look like a whole lot, but it actually skips a huge section here. So now we're into the Kane fight, and the key thing to note is doing Visenbark at the start of the run actually made us skip the tone loadout. And by skipping the tone loadout, we have to do an alternate strategy in this Kane fight that does lose a bit of time compared to the tone fight. So while we did save a lot of time by doing Visenbark, we'll lose some of that here by having to do the strategy with the Expeditioner for the Kane fight. So we lock on with missile pods, make sure that we hit all of those into the brute, take it all down, and now we want to make sure to hit as many critical hits as we can onto Kane here, especially when we have our burst core active. Ideally, Kane would just stay completely still, but RNG is hard to make completely work there. It's very good that he's staying still at this point, though.
Yeah, he's cooperating decently well,
yeah, there were a few dashes that made it a little bit difficult early, but then cooperated pretty well. So yeah, that is the strategy. You can hit critical hits by hitting the hatch part of a Titan, and the speed in which you can get through this fight is very determined by how many critical hits that you can really get. So that is the end of Blood and Rust. At this point, we do have a little bit of time before the end of the stage in a cutscene, so this will be a fantastic time for some messages.
Okay.
Oh, right, okay. So, we just got a message from God here.
Alright, so we're going to do a quick little thing on the tech end. Go ahead, Dorito.
Yeah, in the meantime, you know what? I know I've got one. So for Point of Pride 2023, we're raising money for Point of Pride. They are a translated 501c3 nonprofit organization, provided life-changing access and life-saving affirmation to trans folks in need of health and wellness care through financial aid and direct support. If you'd like to apply for one of their grants or garment programs, get involved with a donor or volunteer, or even just learn more about them in general, go to pointofpride.org.
All right. Is our tech issue cleared away?
I think so. I don't think I was on the wrong thing, but yeah, could the voice of God confirm if it's fixed or not?
Were you on 16:9 game, modern PC?
All right. And sorry for that. We're back with Into the Abyss Chapter 1. So the same playbook as Blood and Rust. We're going to be leaving behind BT and doing all the sections that we need to do as a Titan, but with just pilot movement. And you may notice that this skips even more Titan loadouts, which we'll talk about that later. But for now, we're going to set up for an out-of-bounds section where we're going to use one of these moving walls that you may see going around. And we're going to use that to wedge ourselves in between a normal wall and a moving wall, which kind of like clips us out of bounds. So you can see this wall that just went past. We're going to line ourselves up, jump. There we go. So yeah, now we're out of bounds. And we have to do this elaborate path. Now, the reason we have to do this is because at the end of this whole level, there is a series of Titans that normally we'd need to fight. But instead of that, since, you know, Titan movement is slow and fighting Titans is also slow, we're going to... Yeah, this is the room where we have to fight them. We equip out of bounds to make our way over here, and we're going to use a death pit that's right here to clip back right into bounds. And now we're going to use the button to call an elevator, and then admire another interesting death pit. Oh no. Oh no! Oh no!
You're good. You're good. You're good. All right. So when you come over here and you hit this button on this little lift there, the death plane in this pit here completely disappears. So it's a little bit faster to end the level by hitting that button and immediately falling into the pit to hit the end level trigger and load into the next level. And that was Into the Abyss Chapter 1. And the out-of-bounds strategy there is the first part of what is known as the Abyss Sandwich. And the reason why it's known as the Abyss Sandwich is there's something in Abyss 1 and Abyss 3. If you do the out-of-bounds strategy in Abyss 1, it requires you to do a different thing in Abyss 3. But Abyss 2 is the middle part of the sandwich, and that doesn't really change. Because unfortunately, despite all this really cool movement you're seeing here in 80 kilometers per hour, none of that movement mattered because this level is an auto-scroll.
Yeah, basically we are tied to the cycle of platforms in this level, and we cannot go faster than the first one that arrives. And we only get to kind of circumvent that at the very end of this level, which we'll talk about when we get there. So here is a good place to introduce you to platform velocity. So while we're standing on this platform, we're lining up for a specific jump. So in this game, when we jump off a platform, we inherit its velocity, which lets us go, yeah, about 100 kilometers an hour here. And we get to carry that all the way here to Falcon kick this grunt. And we're gonna go towards this weird rocky section. This is called Toad Spice Route, which gets us from the beginning of the assembly line all the way to the end of the assembly line by just doing a couple of a little bit of platforming in absolute darkness, which despite that, it is easier than it looks once you get it down. But yeah, now we're at the very end of the assembly line, and to pass the time, we're gonna kill all these grunts, and we're gonna make two robots fight each other.
Classic battle of red versus blue. So while we get that set up, the basically, you don't have to do Told Spice. You don't have to do that platform momentum thing that we did right at the start of this sequence. Because the only thing you really need to do is get to this particular part of the assembly line before the very first platform reaches here. And you can get here very easily without doing any of what we just did. But doing what we did makes the sequence easier and just faster, so we have more time to work with in case we do make mistakes. And now we have the red versus blue. We have hacked one of these droids to turn it blue, and they will fight red. And wow, blue comes in clean shot. We didn't get your bets in, but well, ladies and gentlemen, if you were betting on blue, Congratulations, you won your theoretical bucks. Good
That
job.
doesn't usually end that decisively. It's usually like some like ordeal trying to figure out who won that.
Yeah. There's very
You know what
often
needed-
also you get times where you hack one of them and then it just decides to run to the other side and nothing happens and it's lame.
Yeah. So now we're gonna set up for a trick called railgun here. I mentioned that earlier, where we're going to use. So like after this platform starts moving, it's gonna get to a section where it starts moving at about 300 kilometers an hour. And we're going to use all that speed to launch ourselves to get ahead of it, in order to hit the trigger to start building the subsequent dome section earlier.
Yeah, I do also have a
Uh,
sympathy for it because it's like probably the hardest thing in the game right now. Like it's,
Yeah.
it's definitely up there.
Yeah. Okay. So here we go.
I've got an itchy nose now. What the hell?
Oh.
Okay, I don't know what's happening.
Is that
Okay,
a,
I'll load the safety save. I'll give it another try, and then if it doesn't work, I'll just move on. That was a very wacky launch, though.
Okay, this is looking better. There we go. Keeping
There you go.
140 right there.
All right, we gotta hit that tree, get on this
Perfect.
wall, and now we can quickly do a quick climb here. We needed to hit on that part to be, because that's the only real runnable wall in that section that we can quickly grab onto. And now we've got to navigate ourselves up some more parkour to meet up with this particular platform that's moving here, so that we can get up just
Okay.
that little bit further.
Oh!
Okay, we're this is
What is
fine.
happening?
Scary.
It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
All right.
God.
So
Oh god. Okay, it's under control now. After this moves in, I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
all right. So the ideal situation is we would have gotten all up to the top of this railing before this sequence fully finished, which would have caused all these platforms that came onto this wall to immediately jut off the wall, and we can head into the final sequence of the level. But very good backups by Nex, regardless in that situation, for what was a little bit of scuff.
Yeah, I was a
Yeah.
bit confused
And,
as to where I was.
We're getting into the second sequence break of the game, which is in fact the hardest skip in the game.
Okay, no more
So
tree.
yeah, we had to do that thing with the tree for a bit. We're manipulating our sub-pixel position in order to clip past this wall.
Wait.
Oh,
Almost got it.
oh, got it.
There we go.
Yay! We did it.
All right, perfect. And that, everybody, that was just a bit. There is literally just a hole in the collision there that you can go through just by going to that position, crouching, and walking through the wall. It is not at all required to do any of what we just did, but it was still funny. So that is Dome Skip. Once again, just like Sludge Skip, that skips a huge combat sequence that is like 3 to 5 minutes of time save. And it's very, very easy to do. Like, you could do that in your casual playthrough, no issue whatsoever. There is so much time to get out of bounds and navigate to where we are now, which is directly over top of the end level trigger when the game warps us into a identical dome in the distance, and we load into the final level of Into the Abyss, Chapter 3.
Yeah, my friend actually did do that skip in the casual playthrough, just from like memory from watching speedruns.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Oops, I wasn't holding forward.
Right,
You
so,
go
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. As we start here, we do some quick manipulation to try and get some slide hop speed through these sequences to get through here quicker. We're going to wall run here. Gonna press this button as we jump past and climb into one of these little silos. This is cylinder skip, which allows us to get to the backside of the cylinder, saves about 10 seconds of the versus the intended movement. Right here, we're going to be doing some movement through these caverns, and then we're going to be going for, I believe you're going for the wall kicks, correct?
Yes.
All right, so we're going to be going for a bunch of crouch kicks here to try and build up a huge amount of speed to get past this gap here, because this is going to be the second part of the Abyss Sandwich. So, during the first part of the Abyss Sandwich, we ended up skipping the Titan loadout Brute. A little bit dangerous, but we should be good to keep going here. Skipping Brute has the unintended consequence of making us unable to do the usual skip for the boss fight coming up that we do, which is Ash Skip. However, we did end up finding a additional method to skip the Ash fight that uses the one Titan loadout that we do have access to, Expeditioner, known as E-Smoke Ash Skip. So, as we continue to navigate through the ending sequence here, we will get over to the cutscene trigger for the Ash fight. This will give us two things. Number one, it'll warp BT to our location, which allows us to immediately enter BT. And number two, this will also manipulate Ash's AI away from the door. And we don't want Ash's AI to be near the door because it could potentially mess up the trick as we do it.
Right.
So as we come on over here, go ahead, Dorito.
Yeah, so what we need to do to perform this skip is we need to wedge ourselves in a specific spot and look in a specific direction behind this truck. Pop our E-Smoke, disembark from BT. He will partly clip through this door here, and hopefully once we re-embark, we will be on the other side of the door. Perfect. Which we will then do another frag boost to get to the ever-present end level trigger.
Yeah, so just like Abyss 2, the end level trigger is always present in this level, and that is the main reason why this skip does end up working. And that is to the Abyss, all done and dusted. And now we head on into Effect and Cause. So if you've played this game casually, this is the level that you remember. If you have friends who've played Titanfall 2, this is the level that they're always talking about. And from both a casual and speedrun perspective, this is some of the best gameplay in the game as a whole. So we start off, we're going to do a quick wall kick to build up our speed right out of the gate. We're going to head through this door, and what is happening? This all destroyed a second ago, Dorito.
I think it was, yeah. It's so
What is
weird.
up with that? That's odd. Oh, there it goes. Maybe
Okay, we're actually destroyed. Oh, and we're back to it all being fixed again. It's almost like we're like switching time or something.
Yeah, it's weird. It's odd. Okay, so anyway, the gimmick here is that there are a lot of temporal distortions in this area for the case, because as we'll discover later on, they were testing a super weapon here called the Fold Weapon, where it overloaded. Ooh, a little bit of a mismovement there. But very good sequence to get through that very quickly with a lot of speed. They were testing a super weapon called the Fold Weapon, which overloaded and kind of blew up, and it caused a lot of temporal distortions in this location. So we're getting swapped back and forth in time, which is a big part of the transition of the way that you progress through these upcoming levels. So we come on over to BT here. We picked up Anderson's helmet. Our lore goal was to rendezvous with Anderson to carry out a secret mission, which now that Anderson is hanging out over here, he's too tired to do anything at this point. So we're just gonna go ahead and take over his secret mission for him. And this is a little lore dump that's unskippable. So while we're waiting for this to end, perfect time for messages from the host.
All right, sounds good. So in that case, I will continue to remind and plug our merchandise. Adorable mugs, t-shirts, tote bags, hoodies, various things. You can type exclamation merch, just no dot, sorry. But you can type that to get the links to both our Wonder Pride 2023 store, the Point of Pride store, see if there's anything you like there. For that matter, also, if you wish to donate, you can also type exclamation donate. Both that and all proceeds from the store do benefit Point of Pride. Or for that matter, let's say you still want something to say about Marvin, or if not that, maybe one of our other targets where we are trying to upgrade the Sonic Classic trilogy to 8 bosses. That was actually very close to being met. So if you want to finish that one up, yeah, get your donations in. And yeah, I rambled on that one. Apologies.
You're good. All right, so we're coming up quick here to a very cool trick called FTL, or Faster Than Light. There are these laser grids in the past timeline that if you run into them, they will shoot you out backwards. So what we're going to do is line ourselves up on the floor here and try and do a laser boost through this final sequence here. Excellent speed can carry it through, and if you get enough speed, you can absolutely shoot yourself through this final hallway here. Excellently done by Nex. It is possible to soft lock with that trick, but going at the speed that Nex was going, very well done to get through that sequence, and like no chance of getting the soft lock at that point. But now we're into Effect and Cause Chapter 2. So, Effect and Cause Chapter 2 has one of my favorite prompts in video game history, because we come over to the other side of Anderson's body. He's still hanging out there, and we pick up his arm device, which now gives us the ability to say, press button to time travel. So
press left shift to time travel.
Yeah.
I have a wacky bind for it.
That's A-okay. So, this is now Effect and Cause Chapter 2, and this is a sequence of events that's going to be involving a lot of time swaps, wall kicks, frag boosts, everything that you can think of basically in terms of ways to go fast. We'll be taking advantage of it here in this stage. We're going to quickly punch through the wall to take out that grunt. That'll allow us to enter the elevator immediately, do some wall kicks to get on top of, and wall kicks to grab that zip line to get on top of the elevator shaft, hit this button, and now we've entered the first of two scripted dialogue sequences that we have to wait out in order to finish. So, Anderson is going to be talking to us through his notes that is left over in the data of his helmet. Meanwhile, we're going to do something very sus. And now we're going to set up for a pre-speed strategy. So we're going to do 2 wall kicks here. If done right, we should shoot through this door. Oop. Got caught up on one of the grunts. No big deal, though.
That's fine. Nowadays in Titanfall with like crouch kicks, you can back up anything just by hitting like one really good wall kick. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Also, if you look down or up while you're doing these cutscenes, you can see Major Eli Anderson, SRS. Now,
if you swap time and then look up, Major Eli Anderson is now up there, but not down below. And this is because the way that this level is... Okay, before you get to that.
The blunder strategy?
Yeah, so this is a pre-speed strategy that's different from the old method of using frag boosts. Where you do a bunch of wall kicks to build up the speed into a frag boost, which can get you more speed as a whole. It's more difficult than the frag setup. Ooh, that's a death. Okay, so...
This checkpoint sometimes is in like the Middle Ages as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, because of the speed that we can gain in this level, sometimes the game doesn't autosave at the correct times. And unfortunately, that didn't happen here, so we have to go through the whole sequence again. But it is a good way to segue into what I was going to say, which is the fact that the way that this level is actually structured is there's actually two identical versions of this. Well, besides, there's a past version and a future version and a present version of these levels stacked on top of each other whenever you are doing this level. And every time you swap time, you're actually being teleported up and down a specific amount of units to simulate the concept of swapping time, which I think is a very ingenious way of making this level work.
Yeah, it was so ingenious that it warranted its own Wikipedia page separate from the main game.
Okay, I'm just gonna go like this.
You just go.
I'm not,
just
yeah.
go. And now we're gonna head into the next sequence, which will be Cryo and also Hell Room, where we will attempt a trick called Hell Room Zipless. We'll be using 2 frags to boost the service. Here comes number 1. 60 on that. That's really good. You might not even need this. Okay, we're still doing it.
We're doing it anyway.
75. Yeah.
No.
Oh my God, not enough height.
That's okay. This backup is
It's
arguably
fine.
cooler than the actual strat.
It's
I
true,
gotta
it's
do
true.
this for Try. Try's watching. There you go.
Yeah, shout out to Try.
Yeah, so unfortunately, it looks like we didn't
also,
get a double
look
jump
at this
there.
cool
This
bridge.
is
Look at this cool bridge.
It's a very funny bridge.
It's a very funny bridge.
that-
Unfortunately, that's a trick that takes 2 seconds to perform, but 10 minutes in an MS Paint file to explain. So I can't explain it right now.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
there
was
is an
Snuggle
actual
Slide.
video essay on that bridge made by Zweek. Them on the wall.
Yeah, so that was Snuggle Slide, and if you want a more detailed explanation of why that works, I recommend checking out Zweek's YouTube channel. Has a video, I believe it's called, let me just check what it's called while we go into Effect and Cause 3 here real quick.
I think it's called Going Fast When You Shouldn't, or something like that.
Yeah, going fast
something
when you
about that.
shouldn't, bracket, and other platform bugs, close bracket. So this is Effect and Cause Chapter 3. This is the final of Effect and Cause. It's also the shortest level in the game. So what we have to do is navigate our way through into this building, and then we're going to be doing something called Time Stop. So if we swap time and activate this little cutscene here at the right time, we can actually stop ourselves from being teleported properly, which allows us to do a fan boost here and then go for something called Time Stop RTO, or Reverse Trigger Order, by using the fan boost to go through a wall effectively with the now bugged out teleportation coordinates. We can hit the triggers in reverse order and go through that sequence a little bit quicker than if we did it with the proper trigger order. And now, everything has been frozen. One of the most beautiful pieces of scenery in this game. We're going to go for ship skip here. Excellently done to use that wall run variant.
Yeah, and now we're gonna... what we need to do is, there's this funny big blue marble that we need to scan. That's actually what it's called in the game. The big blue marble.
That's interesting, Dorito. Why don't you back up that out with a source?
My source is that I made it the heck up!
Alright, so while we are finishing up here, just want to say that we're coming up on the Beacon Chapter 1. At the end of this level will be the cutoff for the spare and kill Marvin. Not this level, but the next level will be the cutoff for that. So if you want to save the Marvin, which I believe Kill is still in the lead currently, but I could be wrong on that.
It is still in the lead.
Alrighty, so if you want to save the Marvin, you can get in your donations with that. Or if you want to turbo kill the Marvin, you know, get your donations in for that. Come on, everybody.
KO.
I like how once we pinged all the tier 2 SR people, it suddenly like Kill was in the lead after that.
It's all for charity. Everyone wins except for maybe Marvin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Beacon Chapter 1.
Actually, I should menu.
We should menu, yes.
Yes.
Say hello to the cat.
Almost forgot.
So the reason we menu there, for the record, is because we skipped out on some Titan loadouts that are going to be required for some strategies later on in the game, and this is the best time for us to go back to the main menu and then enter the level from Mission Select. And the reason we do that is doing it from Mission Select will actually give us access to those Titan loadouts that we skipped, and the reason it's legal is because whenever you access a level for the first time, that level is unlocked in the Mission Select. So if we were doing this as like, this was our first playthrough type of deal, this is something that we could do in our first playthrough, so that's why it's allowed for the leaderboard. So we get ahead of BT here, we come on over to this building. We're gonna throw a bunch of fire stars at specific spots to try and take out all of these stalkers that are on the wall. Ideally, all of them are gonna blow up here. Very good. And now we're going to head back to where BT is. And if we do this correctly, we're actually going to skip about 40 seconds worth of dialogue here, which is a huge skip that was discovered by Tron Travolta way back, I believe, in like 2018 or 2019 for this game. We have to embark here and make sure that a specific line of dialogue starts playing before we fully embark. Otherwise, the game will crash the main menu. And we pick up the Ronin loadout here, and as you can see, we have all of these loadouts that we did skip in this situation. So we're going to head on into the building now, and as we hit the top of this elevator, as we come in, this will be the cutoff point for spare or kill Marvin. And done. Alright, so we have a little bit of a waiting sequence before we head into the final level, but this would be a fantastic time to get that information. Are we sparing the Marvin or killing the Marvin?
Well, I have done one final reload, and with a $100 lead, unfortunately, we are killing the Marvin. Sorry, Marvin.
Sorry, Marvin.
It is how it is.
I need to save my 10 seconds on my speedrun.
Unfortunate for the Marvin. We put a
Yeah,
salute
but
for you, Marvin.
since it was $100 would lead, I think we need to turbo kill the Marvin. We need to like very kill him.
Or like quarter speed kill kind of deal.
Quarter speed, throw a fire star, shoot him in the head a
I'll
couple
have to turn on
times.
SV cheats real quick.
Just
Alrighty.
blast them into the stratosphere, honestly.
V cheat. Boom.
So this is the Beacon Chapter 2. This is the most storied IL of this game, with a super impressive world record by Bladen, as well as like the most competitive history of IL world records for this game. And it is very, very difficult to do this level perfectly. You have to start this sequence by chaining a significant amount of wall kicks and maintain that speed. As you come over here, touch this wall to activate a trigger that we need to make sure that we don't soft lock with this upcoming trick, which is kill room skip. By doing a good crouch kick here, we can absolutely get enough speed to clear that gap. Skips an entire kill sequence we call the kill room, and we can carry that speed into this next sequence as we run through those wall kicks. Very excellently done. Slide over here, activate that, and this is the Marvin coming up down here. We have to grab an arc tool from him to progress through the game, but we are going to make sure this is the most deadest robot you've ever seen. All right, we've slowed down
I'll
time.
go for the kick. Boom.
Slow motion kick.
Perish.
All right, and that is the deadest robot you have ever seen. All right, so now that we have picked up the arc tool from our dead Marvin friend, rest in peace, your sacrifice will be remembered. We're going to use this arc tool now, which allows us to hit these green switches and activate certain different things like that fan that boosts us upward, and these little sheets which stop the wind from pushing us back. And next up is going to be heat sink skip. We're going to do a wall run on this little light to the left, do another wall kick up.
Ooh.
Gonna have to go for a wall run back up. Clear this gap, skip an entire room, step back in that room for half a second to make sure that we hit a trigger that is necessary to prevent a soft block again. And this is the fan sequence. We're going to be going for a corner cut. Saved a little bit of time doing it perfectly. And now we're going to be going for fizzy fans, which is an advanced version of fast fans. Don't turn this off. Get the speed from that fan that we carry through into a single wall kick up the stairs. Excellently done in Beacon 2 by Nex. That was a phenomenal round of Beacon 2 with the turbo killed Marvin. Excellent. Very well done.
I should turn off cheats now.
Yes.
Probably, yeah.
Well, the run is invalidated now, by the way.
I mean, it was invalid from like minute 0, but
oh yeah, true actually. Yeah.
Because we have Ronan. Yeah.
Details.
All right, so this is the Beacon Chapter 3, and if you're familiar with Titanfall 2 speedruns, this is the most famous level that in the speedrun from that perspective, because this contains like probably the single most well-known trick in speedrunning for this game, which is super fastball. We will be doing a different variant of it this time around, but before we get to that, we can head into this first sequence. So the game wants us to head into the sequence, which is supposed to be irradiated, right? You know, you're taking radiation damage in here, and you need to quickly power up the generator to be able to activate the satellite dish to contact the militia fleet. And they tell you to hurry up, right? You don't want to be fried to a crisp by being exposed to too much radiation. But the thing is, you're actually immortal during this sequence in the sense that your health regeneration is super quick. So you can enter that room, go and take a nap in real life, come out, and you'll still be alive. So don't worry about rushing. We will rush, but like in a casual playthrough, there's no rush. You can take the time, all the time you want. All right, so while we're waiting for the next sequence to start here, this is the perfect time to mention that the game is currently in Mandarin. So, spoken dialogue in Titanfall 2 is sometimes the trigger to continue forward in the level. When that spoken dialogue ends, the game will then progress. And over the course of the run, you save 38 seconds over English by playing with the spoken language in Mandarin. And this level alone is 12 seconds of that time save that you get because of how much time you save in this opening cutscene and a later cutscene as well.
Right, and now for our next trick, we will be using the brute loadout that we just got from menuing, and we're going to be doing a trick called moon boots, where we will disembark in the middle of a hover, of a Titan hover, which normally we shouldn't be allowed to do. But if we manage to do it by wedging ourselves into this corner, we get about 15% gravity reduction. And what we need to do next is we have this satellite dish all the way in the distance that we need to get to. And this looks like a really big section. I wonder how we're gonna do that. So yeah, BT throws us here, but with the gravity reduction, and we're going to hold the jump near the end of this cutscene, which will give us a perfect frame, a frame perfect jump input out of BT's hand, launching us upwards. This is Super Fastball Deluxe. Enjoy, everyone.
So as a quick note, we take an alternate route here to pick up these little grab stars here. We got 2, which is the bare minimum we need to make this work. We go for a wall kick through a sequence. We're not going to get enough distance, so we're going to go for a backup through this sequence. Excellently done to land that. And now we're going to take a route around here. Very well done. That's the first part of Deluxe, to pick up those grab stars and make it the whole distance. Now we're going to use...
I am actually going to take a bit of a detour just to get more grab stars, because you need more for...
Oh, yeah, that's right. Right, yeah. Now we need more than 2 now. We need minimum 3. All right, so we pick up another grab star there. So didn't quite get the full set time save of Deluxe, but we come over and pick up the module here. And that was Super Fastball Deluxe, the first part of it. And now we're going to be going for the zipless sequence. So as we come off of the section here, we're going to throw a grenade, another arc grenade.
Ideally, I'm gonna back that up, I think.
Yeah, that's a smart thing to do.
I like when the speedometer goes high, so...
Yeah, we're going to be doing a version of zipless, which is called hyper zipless, which, if you remember the platform velocity from a few levels ago, you remember that if we use this platform, we can... Oh, not quite. Do you have a save to save?
Oh, yeah.
I think so. That was okay, I can just soften it. That's fine.
All right, so we're not going to be able to go for the hyper zipless strategy here because of that, but we will go for a version of this. So we're going to come over here and throw that arc grenade there. We're going to grab this zip line and then come on into BT. So that grenade that we threw is very specifically because this fight sequence here has a scripted timer in which enemies will start eventually like lower the amount of spawns that are happening to eventually reach 0 spawns, and when there are no enemies left, the game will progress forward. There are some enemies that stay up in that building that we threw a grab star into, that if we don't take them out, they will stay up there and we have to wait for them to despawn in order to progress. So by taking them out, we can actually end this fight sequence anywhere from like 5 to 10 seconds quicker, depending on how good your luck is with killing the final enemy before or around the right time when the spawns finally end. So we wait around there to try and take out what enemies we can, and now we're going to try and take out the last of these stalkers as they're spawning.
What we're waiting for here is basically just a bass note that'll play at the end of the fight, and we're just there it is. Yeah, and that is our cue to immediately start climbing upwards. To skip the extra cutscene where BT just throws us again. It's like, no, BT, there's these 2 perfectly usable walls here.
Yeah, it is quite funny how you can just be like, okay, but why don't you just like climb up the wall, like, and it just doesn't try to stop you.
Yeah. And this is where we reach the unfortunate canonical death of Jack Cooper here. Unfortunately, after this dish realigns diagonally, we will be falling into the deadly bottomless pits below. Wait, what is BT doing? Oh my god, BT!
Yeah, so we didn't survive that. We're actually dead now.
Yeah.
And that's the run.
Yeah, GG's. Great job, everyone. Anyway, so a very untalked about thing is those wall kicks that we did to get to the top of there actually saved like 45 seconds to a minute. Like, it's another one of those skips that we just do and we don't realize how much time it actually saves in the grand scheme of things. But now we're heading into the Richter fight. This is the final part of the level. We're going to be doing some specific strategies here. We're going to be standing in specific spots and looking in specific spots to spawn manip these spawns in the spots that we want them to. So we spawn manip these Reapers here, take them out with melees. The second wave spawns after a specific timer, so we're not going to use any of our resources to take them out. It's just melee hits. Dash over. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take out those guys.
I don't know how we describe that.
All right, and now that those guys are down, we're going to come back over here and spawn manip 2 Titan spawns right around over here. We're going to be putting down a flame wall to try and manipulate these Titans to move forward, putting down some flame traps, looking up to duplicate the damage from them. Ideally, both Titans would have stayed in those traps and died very quickly, but very good backup from Nex to pick those up. And now we have the Richter fight itself. There is a strategy here using the Ronin loadout that's going to be a consistent way to take him out in a very fast manner. Dorito can handle the explanation.
Right, so for this section, we're going to be doing an arc wave, shooting twice, sword core, smack him 3 times with sword core, shoot the rest of our mag in, and we're going to immediately switch to Brute, VTOL hover up here, disembark, there we go, re-embark again, wait for this elevator to start moving, we disembark again, we clip out, and BT clips teleports back in. So that was a strategy called Elmo Clip, developed by our very runner.
Let's go. It's me. That's my legacy in the game. Is that good?
Yeah.
It is called Elmo Clip because Nex is known for using an Elmo profile picture, and we just thought the name was funny. So.
Yeah. Also, you can go out of bounds here technically.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty, so we have a cutscene to end off the level here. It's about a minute long at this point, so this is a perfect time for some messages from the host.
All right, awesome. So first of all, our Sonic target actually got met. So tomorrow when Huz does the boss shuffler, that'll be 8 bosses now instead of 4. And alongside of that, we have opened up some more things. So we now have a bid war open for the Fire Armor color in Chained Echoes. That's another run that's coming up. Let's see, we also have a couple of targets for another couple of games. Let me get the exact info for those. One of those is for play to do 1 player 2 controller with tanks. And another of those is to pet the dog in Curse Crackers. So if any of those sound like a fun time, or if you want to tell, I think it is Moonblaze that is doing the Chain Echoes run, but if you want to tell him like, hey, this is the color we want, get your donations in.
Yeah, everyone, all this is going to a good cause, and there's a lot of good stuff here that you can put your money towards. So get your donations in. Thank you so much for your support so far. And now we will continue forward into Trial by Fire. So this is a level that has gone through a lot of transition over the course of this game's progression as a speed game. So this used to be entirely a Titan level, which was very unique in the sense because most levels are partially Titan, partially Pilot, or all Pilot. And this was like the one level we did exclusively in Titan. Nowadays, it's more of a 50-50 where we start the level in the Titan and then transition to Pilot movement for the remainder of it later on. But we're actually going to be showing off a new strategy here that has not yet been shown off at a marathon, and Dorito can go more into it as we head into Trial by Fire.
Yes, okay, so this strategy will be called Encore, and you will see shortly why. So first off, immediately we want to grab our Ronin kit and just phase dash immediately past all of our allies, and we're going to just jump into all this turret fire, disembark at the right time, re-embark again, and hopefully we should have, yes, 100% core charge here. And after we stop getting shot at by these guys, we're going to do some weird menuing. Oh no.
That's okay. The checkpoint for this is really generous, so I should just like. Oh, never mind.
Oh, never mind.
Shouldn't
It's
have
not
said
very.
anything. It's not very generous. Usually it is. But I think I reverted a bit too soon.
We're
Oh,
gonna.
yeah, I should probably use
convert-
my sword to block the damage.
Maybe. Yeah, might be a good idea.
Might be a good idea.
All right.
You
So.
know, of course.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh,
I can do
you
it.
don't have
when
to
I think.
Right, so
That's fair.
basically, what we're trying to do here with this strat is once we have our core, we're going to switch to Brute and then switch away from Brute.
That's
That's right. You don't want to give another try?
Okay, I'll do one more try. One more.
Just for the meme.
True. Okay, to be fair, the checkpoint is
Okay,
actually generous.
this is good. This is a good checkpoint. Yeah. We're gonna do some weird menuing where we switch to Brute and then switch off of Brute immediately, and there we go. Yes, so we switch off of Brute and do our core immediately afterwards, which, if you could not tell, our core, which are these like infinite rockets, was supposed to end. So this is what Encore means. It's like core part 2. And this version of the flight core is actually infinite, so we can just spray all of these rockets for as long as we want. Which for the 15% of the Titan section that remains, we made it pretty darn bearable. So yeah, now we're gonna continue on with this next section. Normally, we're gonna arc wave this guy, shoot him a bunch of times. We also have another Reaper that we need to take care of. There he is. Just, yeah, punch him. And we're going to actually disembark from BT here to do a strategy called Triggerless, where we jump across this section where we're normally not supposed to be. And what this does is it skips having to hit one of the triggers to spawn a bunch of enemies, which lets us get ahead of BT and Sarah here. Also, I forgot to say this is an escort mission essentially, but
Yes.
you could not tell purely by the fact that we did this so fast. So now we're gonna set up for a strategy called Knoppet. Don't ask why. It's called
It
that.
might still work.
It might still work. Where we try to
Not-
clip BT. Okay, never mind. We're gonna do the backup.
Yeah, we can do another version of it. It's almost as cool, actually, in my opinion. To be fair.
Yeah, so we're going to do a hover and disembark in a specific spot, which actually gets BT completely stuck in place. And we need that to happen because through this sequence here, which is called Lone Wolf, where we're going to be doing this final sequence as a pilot, BT can actually just straight die trying to follow us, and we don't want that to happen. So that's just a safety strat to guarantee that BT won't die. And now we're going to be doing some very specific navigation through this sequence, and we're completely in danger the entire time we do this because even on easy difficulty, any one stray shot from specific Titan loadouts will completely one-shot us here. So we're going to be optimizing our movement by going for a significant amount of wall kicks here as we route our way through. This is the last one. Okay, so we missed that. We're going to go for a different wall kick. Nicely done to adapt there. We hit 77. We're going to hit this cutscene trigger. We're not out of the woods just yet because you can still die in this final sequence, but as long as we get close enough to the final trigger, it should be okay here. Wall run off. We see visibility. We
There's
should
a
be
tiny
in the
window where I can just die for like no reason. And it happened
Yeah.
to us weekend ESA one time, and it was really funny because we were in VC when it happened.
Oh
Yeah.
It came like a meme.
Alrighty, but yeah, no, we managed to hit the end of the level. Excellent Lone Wolf there,
Yeah.
and we got to show off Encore for the first time at a marathon. And now we head into everyone's favorite level, the Arc.
There's another cat cameo.
Alrighty, so
we here love our cat cameos.
indeed we do. Alrighty, so the start of this level is an auto-scroller sequence, so this is a good time to explain what's going to happen at the start of this level, which is going to be a trick called Barker Skip. So we threw that frag away because when we entered the non-auto-scroller part of the level, if we don't have any frags in our inventory, the game is going to give us a full set, and this will allow us to go for a bunch of different frag strats different level. But the first one is Barker Skip. We're going to be doing a setup that allows us to do a frag boost to jump from one ship to another, which skips another sequence of BT throwing us. The big thing about doing Barker Skip, however, is that it sort of breaks the entire game, at least specifically this level. While it won't guarantee break anything, doing Barker Skip enables a bunch of different things that can mess us up, including but not limited to AIs that are needed to progress through the level, falling through the floor and soft locking us, AIs coming down from a ship in the wrong order and soft locking us. This is a little funny little thing you can do to clip into the ship's collision. Doesn't do anything; it's just funny to do. But
Yeah, it's called swag bingers.
crashing as we come off of hacking a module and steering a ship with it, falling through the floor coming off of that because the fall timer bugs out. The fall timer bugging out even though we're standing on completely solid ground. And yeah, that's just some of the things that can happen in this level. It is ridiculous with Barker Skip. But here we go. We're going to get an audio cue for next as we go for this frag boost from this ship, Barker Ship, to another.
No, I didn't have a
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is quite a notorious like run ending skip.
Yeah, because every single shot at this takes about like 15 seconds off, and it only is worth it by the third try, and if you continue past that, you just continue losing time. Oh my
I
god.
had that as well.
And there's other issues with this trick
I feel
where
like
this
I'm
is like
at
the
first
biggest variance trick. There's a lot of RNG in this section that makes it not consistent. The tilt of the ship you're on, the tilt of the ship that you have to jump to, the way that the ship that you have to jump to comes in, and the way that the frag rolls as well can also be a bunch of RNG that you have to deal with. So unfortunately, we're going to be on 4th try here, but we will continue forward. That is just the nature of Barker Skip.
Dude.
Stop dying.
No.
Alright, we're just trying to give some audio cue
I
time
will
for
I will
next.
do like one more of these and then actually it might be faster to just do it anyway at this point. Because the cutscene, dude, the cutscene it skips is like very long, so it might be like easier to just actually stick it out and do it.
Yeah.
We need to open the Pandora's box.
Not quite.
I only said the thing. If you do that, you can get like inside the ship and you can just hang out with the 6th fog. And then I'm pretty sure it's soft locked as well if you do that.
Alright, so here we go. First try on Barker Skip.
Alright, first attempt, let's go. No,
Oh, no way, dude.
Alright, second attempt at Barker Skip. Oh my god.
Oh, okay, there we go. Second try. Well done. So
That
we get on
wasn't
the top of this.
terrifying.
We get on the top of this wing here to try and make sure that the fall timer doesn't accidentally bug out. This is a little bit high, but we're going to go for 6-4 skip here, where you jump off the ship early to get onto the ship that we're supposed to come to here. And now we can head into the main level. Those are the two like big, like potentially RNG skips at the start because of the way that the level is laid out and how everything works out. So we come through here to this elevator, and now we're going to head into a sequence. The game tells us to take out 3 gun batteries. We actually only need to take out the 3rd one. So we're going to be completely ignoring these first 2 gun batteries. As we come off this wall, we'll pull an additional frag. We'll throw the frag right about here. That should take out the guy on the gun, as well as an additional enemy. Very good. And that is the third gun battery down. All the enemies are done, and we are going to head to the next part. We're going to have to wait for a sequence here. If the NPC Draws came down first, this level would soft lock, as Draws would start flying off into the distance, stuck in place, and it would soft lock. Nothing we can do. We're going to go for early Sarah here, where as Sarah's ship down below starts to rise up, we're going to jump off and fall down on top of it. This will allow us to get on top and set up the jump to the next sequence a little bit quicker than if we waited for the scripted wall run sequence we're expected to go through. We're going to throw these frags to take out these guys. Now, ideally here, as we take them out, we should want to pick up at least a single fire star. Did not get them, so we'll progress forward. Look for another fire star.
That's fine.
Ideally, the fire star is what you're looking for. But we continue through, and now we're going to try and take out as many of these enemies as we can. So, the 6-4, the mercenary ship that came down in the platform before, is scripted to take out either a specific amount of enemies or specific enemies in question. So what we do is we come through and kill certain enemies in certain areas, and ideally, as we come to the top here and take out these final few enemies, we should hear one of the 6-4 speak up. There we go. And that means that the hangar clear section is done. The 6-4 now come to the top of this section. And we're going to do a classic breach and clear situation from military FPSs. So, we're going to be throwing away these frags just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, sometimes you can get him to go like through the window and you can just explode and kill everyone. That is really funny.
Yep. All right, so as we get to the end of the sequence, there's going to be another potential problem that kind of arises from Barker Skip. But we don't actually need to kill any of the enemies here. They will all die on their own. They are scripted to do so. We come over to this module, and now we're going to stick our data knife into it, which is going to allow us to hack it, and then we can just steer the ship with this. Don't question it.
It's a USB knife, okay?
Just the
Alrighty.
new standard of USB is a knife.
Whoa.
Oh, the ship! Oh, I haven't seen that in forever.
Oh my
So there's
God,
a
it's been years.
there's a thing that can happen with that ship where if that
Wait,
ship
what are they
comes,
doing?
wait, why
doing
are
that?
they in the ground? What the? What is this?
I'm so
What?
confused.
This is unreal. What is happening?
And now they're here again, magically.
All right. Anyway, this is the Viper fight. So we're going to be doing a strategy here called Viper Zerg, which is a quick strategy to take out Viper. Take out the Viper fight. So we do 2 laser shots from the Ion loadout. We shoot 6 shots here from the core, from the Tome loadout. Fire these missiles at Viper. Try and shoot some more into it. We can get the lock on. All right, very good. Swap over to Ronin.
That's the wrong call,
Ion.
but-
All right, so we're just going to use the Ion core here instead to deal some damage to these
It
guys.
still does good damage, don't worry about it.
Yeah, very, very good damage. Just a little bit slower than using the Ronin core there. And that is Viper Zerg. That is the fight down and done. Very good adaptation despite the use of the Ion core. And I don't think it'll happen, but doing Viper Zerg can actually make you kill the Viper fight so fast that the invisible wall that is slowly moving towards us, that prevents us from like jumping too far forward in the level, will actually not move far enough. So we can actually end up behind that invisible wall through this scripted sequence where we're flying to the other ship. Now, if you look at the background, you can see that it's a little bit cloudy right now, but it should transition to a clear sky. Yeah, very good. So transition to that clear sky means that the invisible wall has passed us. We don't have to worry about it. But if that background was still very cloudy, we would have had to have gone to a mantle clip in order to clip back and bounce. So right here at the end of the level, we're going to do a quick shot into Viper here.
For what?
Oh my God. Next.
We're gonna do a quick
Right.
17 shots into Viper.
All right, and there we go. So with Viper done, that is the arc all done and dusted. Thankfully, no arc shenanigans really happened aside from Barker Skip, which was second try. No need to worry about
Yeah,
that.
there's no second try. That was okay.
Yeah, second try. So now we're in a 1 minute 55 second sequence to the end of this level. At which point, I think it's a good time to hand over for a message from the host.
All right. So we did do 20 from Alchemy. Let's Another Winter, another Pride, shoutouts to all the runners and racers. And apart from that, okay. I got something. They say this and then I don't. Okay, fine. So, Louis just remind us that we are raising money for Point of Pride. They are a translated 501c3 nonprofit organization. They provide access to gender-affirming health and wellness services. You can visit their site at pointofpride.org for more information about those programs, how you might be able to receive aid, and ways to support them throughout the year.
Alrighty. So, we're going to be coming up on the end level sequence here. The lore of the situation is we were trying to pick up the Arc, and we got the Arc successfully into BT. The Arc is the power source for the previously mentioned super weapon, the Fold weapon, which is has the ability to fold space and time and blow things up as a result. It is the Death Star. It is effectively the Death Star. That's what it is. Because the target of the Fold weapon will be the militia homeworld of Harmony. So unfortunately, we could not escape the ship, which means that us and our Titan BT get captured. I didn't ask about this. Are we just gonna commentate through this, or can I do the thing?
Oh, do you want to do the voice acting?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
say
can
go
do
for
the
it.
thing.
Yeah, all right. Lisk problems are not my concern. Once you have delivered the Ark as per your contract, your payment will be transferred by the IMC. Just have my money ready. I'll get you your precious cargo, you useless neff. Oi, Titan, you're gonna open up and give me what I want. Voice command not recognized. Let me just rip it out of him. We can't risk it. The Ark's unstable. Listen, hero. You have what's mine, and I want it back. Go on. Tell your Titan to open up. About what? His feelings? Still trying to be a hero, eh? I have a lot of dosh running on this contract, my friend. So tell your Titan, if he doesn't open up, I will shoot you in the head. Pilot in jeopardy. Ocular systems marginal. Cannot visually acquire pilot. Stand him up. You see him now? Right here. Right here. Yeah? You see him now? Functions compromised by severe crash damage. I don't care how broken you are. I know deep down, something's still working there. Now open up, or I'm going to shoot your pilot in the head. You still remember numbers, don't you? I'm going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, that wasn't so hard, was it? Yeah, that's the problem with teams. If you don't win together, you die together. Flashing lights warning for the record here coming up. There's going to be a sequence of flashing lights. If you are sensitive to that, I recommend looking away from the screen for the moment.
Sorry, is that
Also,
JB Blanc in the Discord call with me? What the hell?
One little last thing here. Nice try, love. Say goodnight.
I love the British impression as well.
Oi! Get the Ark out of here! We're running out of time!
Yeah, also, that's the end of the flashing lights warning, by the way.
We're safe to look back at the screen. Thank you guys for letting me do that. I always enjoy doing it.
Yeah, it's always fun to listen to.
If that isn't a good enough reason to donate, I don't know what is.
All right, so we've backed up into the fire there because by backing up into the fire, we actually caused BT to go into this dialogue sequence about 7 seconds earlier than before, which speeds up the section a little bit. Otherwise, you would normally have to wait for that to continue going. So now, BT is going to rip off his face and give us the Seer Kit, which is the Survive, Evade, Resist, Escape Kit. Inside of the steer kit, we're going to get 3 things. Firstly, on the right is the Smart Pistol. This is a literal aimbot pistol that they put in the multiplayer of both games for some reason. Don't ask me why. We're going to be getting a data knife, which is that thing we use to USB hack things and steer the ship. Just ignore the fact that there's one currently on our belt right now. And we're going to be getting BT's data core. This contains the entirety of his AI functions. So as long as this is okay and intact, BT is alive. So we're going to do a super glide out of this cutscene, hack this little terminal here in order to open the door, do another super glide, and progress through. Now, we start off without a double jump at the very start of this sequence, but we'll get it back very quickly. It's going to be important, though, that we don't die, because if we die, we can actually end up soft locking, because the scripted sequence to give us back the jump kit will actually not play and will not have a double jump for the rest of the level, which makes the level impossible. So we're going to slide through here. Nice wall kick to get around that corner. We're going to be going for the wall kick through here. Try and kill some of these guys on the way to make sure they don't get our way as we transition our speed into this hallway. Very good jumps here. Oh, nice slide there. Didn't quite keep the speed, but very good. Again, another sequence of wall kicks here. This first opening sequence is a lot of using the auto aim feature of the Smart Pistol to get enemies out of our way as we navigate through. A quick jump onto here, another wall kick to get on top. We're going to be going over top this sequence, or this building here, which is faster than going through it, is the intended way. And now we're going to call down another Titan chassis that has had its data core ripped out. So we can insert our own data core of BT into this Titan, which basically transfers his consciousness into this particular body. Welcome back, BT. It's good to see you, bud.
He does die about 10 minutes later, though, so I don't know. It's like...
Dude, spoilers!
Spoilers! God.
Spoilers, what the heck? All right.
So for the next sequence here, we're going to be trying to build up our core very quickly. We're going to use a power shot here. This is called Snuggle Core. Okay, that went pretty well. And we're going to use our Ronin core here, which replenishes our dashes very, very quickly. And we're going to use that to just breeze past all the enemies. And we're going to get on top of this funny rock. We're gonna prepare for door skip here, which will be the third biggest skip of the game, which it looks like nothing, but Skip's having to fight many Titans in order to make this door open.
Yeah, it skips like a huge RNG thing as well, was the main reason. That was so good.
And we're in a little bit of danger now because, we didn't go as fast for a little bit, which put us in danger of dying from all the Spectres with rocket launchers.
Yeah, in Titanfall 2, if you don't go fast for 3 seconds straight, you die in real life.
This is true. And now we're onto the Sloan boss fight, and we'll be doing a strategy called Fizzy Sloan for that.
Yeah, so this is the final boss of the game here. Sloan is going to have a 3-phase fight that we're going to go through. We're going to start off by swapping back to the Ronin loadout. You may have noticed that before we did door skip, we swapped to the North Star loadout. This is so that we can guarantee that when we swap back to Ronin, Ronin has all 4 shots available in its clip. We do a quick swap over to Brute, take out the remainder of this first phase, and now we're going to set up a flame trap here with a core. Very good there. This will build up a good amount of core so that we can set up another spawn manipulation. Spawn Sloan here, walk towards her. Unfortunately, Sloan did the core here, but this is not the biggest deal in the world. It just loses a little bit of time and makes a later thing harder to get. We're going to activate the Ronin core to take out these 3 Reapers here. Didn't quite get that one, but we should still be decently ahead of time here. We're going to do another spawn manip for Sloan in this particular position. Alright, so we didn't get recharge, unfortunately, but we take out Sloan there in the final sequence of Thermite as well as some shots in. Now, ideally, if we pulled out this arc injector while the PA sequence had not said a line including the words 97%, we would have gotten something called pre-charge. However, we did activate our Ronin core before we pulled it out, which allows us to have our gun out in this sequence. This is very not intended, and what we're about to do, I'm apologizing for those of you who do like Apex Legends, but unfortunately it's about to be non-canon. So, we can wind up our gun here, and as Bliss jumps on top of our Titan,
Boom. Wait, hang on. Boom. There you go.
Blisk is now dead. And amazingly, despite this being something that theoretically should just soft lock us, it doesn't crash, it doesn't like crash the menu, hard crash the game, doesn't soft lock. It just skips 33 seconds worth of dialogue. Which is actually huge considering if you add pre-charge into the mix, you can save 45 seconds in this entire cutscene sequence via getting these two things. So that was discovered by a Reddit user by the name of Shot Andy, who said, "Hey, I found a way to kill Blisk in this cutscene." Brian Otto was told about it during one of their streams. So they checked it out, and then we figured out, oh wait, this just skips dialogue. So thanks to Reddit user Shot Andy, we now call that trick the Andy shot. So
Yeah,
we're coming up
such
to
a miracle it doesn't crash the game or anything.
yeah, absolutely unreal that it just functions. It just lets us
Yeah, like
go
it
forward.
just knows what to do. It's so weird. Like it puts you on Legion as well for some reason. Even though I don't think we even have Legion, do we?
You do get Legion, yeah.
Oh,
It's automatically given to you by the Titan dropping.
Yeah, it's so
But-
weird how it knows how to handle that situation.
Yeah. It is what it is, though. The game didn't quite know what to do, but just decided, I'm going to do this. I'm just going to do this. Well, either way, as these the sequence of lights are coming up here, we're coming up to the very end of the game. Time will be coming up at the end of this escape sequence. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the most appropriate time to press F in the chat for BT. Godspeed. You magnificent son of a gun.
F.
F.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Alright.
these are like the last 30 seconds of the run here, so time's coming up.
Time will come up at the end of this sequence. We're going to go going for a strategy here called Hyper Sweepscape. So as we reach this first transition period here, we're going to be trying to jump and get up to at least 47 kilometers per hour. 45 is not quite enough. We can maybe get a variant of... Oh, it's still good enough for it, actually. Very good. Get up to 77 with a slant boost. Get right through the tree. Time is coming up. Time. Yeah, excellently done from Nex there.
Yeah, I am
Very
surprised
good.
that worked at the end, to be honest.
Yeah, no, like 45 is very low. It's still very, very possible, but yeah, no, you just made that work, and that is the speed you were looking for. So very well done. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Titanfall 2 80%. Hope you all enjoyed that. Looks like we're
Yep.
pretty close to
Good
estimate
run.
here, so we should probably get things wrapped up.
Yeah,
That
this will affect
said,
the trial
though-
population, by the way.
That's it, though. Where can we find you and the commentators, for that matter?
Yeah, so I'm Nextracer1 pretty much everywhere, except Twitter, where I'm Nextracer11, because it was taken, unbelievably. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it for me. If any commentators want to plug anything, then, yeah.
You can find me
yeah.
at Twitter at LordFluffyX, on Blue Sky at LordFluffy, and on Twitch at twitch.tv/LordFluffy.
Yeah, also speedrun.com/Titanfall_2 as well.
Yeah.
Wonder-
So I want to shout out the community. Yeah, as Nex said, speedrun.com/Titanfall_2. If you're interested in this run and you want to pick it up for yourself, that is where you'll find our Discord. It is the prime resource for stuff like this, and you will no doubt have top runners helping you out in if you happen to stream it as well in the chat. Yeah, we are it's a very welcoming community, and we really appreciate newcomers. And yeah, that's it for me. Thanks for
And
having
Cat
us
as
on.
well.
Also, Kat.
Goodbye, Cat.
Goodbye, Cat.
All right, very, very good run. But yes, pretty much what they've said. If you want to learn that run, obviously, you know where to go. But I will give a final reminder that you are watching Winter Pride 2023 here on Twitch, run by Power Up Pride. We're running from December 14th through December 17th, about 18 hours a day. Everything we're doing is to benefit Point of Pride. If you want to find out more, there is a link in the panels below the stream, or you can use exclamation charity in chat. If you want to donate, you can also type exclamation donate in chat. Find the schedule using exclamation schedule, or you can check our incentives with exclamation incentives. For now, stay tuned for June 2016 by Dangerous. But this is actually where my time hosting will come to an end for now. The next host should be actually pretty much ready to go, I think. But don't worry, I will be here again on Sunday morning when we kick things off then. So this is goodbye for now.
All right, everybody, hello and welcome back to Winter Pride 2023. I hope you have all been having a wonderful time with the event so far. My name is Lana Ruse, and I have the honor of being your host for the next couple of runs. It has been such a joy to be watching the event so far as we have been raising money for Point of Pride. And I just want to catch everybody up on some of the fun incentives that we have available at this exact moment. So you know that your donations are not only going to a great cause, but they are going towards some great targets and polls that we have open. So let's just get caught up on some of those targets. We have now opened the We Play Tanks 1-Player 2 controller incentive. That'll be taking place tomorrow, and we need $250 to add an extra challenge to Middy's run with both controllers trying to avoid those tanks getting hit. It'll be tons of fun. We also have a Cursed Crackers Pet the Dog incentive, also set at $250 for tomorrow. So make sure when you're sending in those donations that you are selecting those targets, your target of choice, so we can meet those incentives. Now, we don't only have targets, we also have a couple polls that we have open that you can select when your donations come in. First of all, we have the Katamari Forever Final Level Music Bid War. There are a few options there you can look through and choose your favorite music for that particular level. And then finally, we have our Chained Echoes Sky Armor Color Bid War. Pick your favorite color and we can see it pop up. Reminder with those donations that you can select a target and a poll. It's a win-win. It's 2-for-1 situation. And with those donations, we can meet those incentives and continue to raise money for an incredible cause.